Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stark Reality. In this episode, I want to talk about raising your vibrational frequency. Now, usually I talk about twin flame stuff. I am a twin flame, and pretty much all we do, the purpose is to raise our vibrational frequency. Other people do that as well. You don't have to be a twin to do that, but the purpose of our incarnated life right now is to raise our vibrational frequency. So when I see, and I've just come across something that a spiritual guru, well, I do that in inverted commas, has put out 12 ways to raise your vibration. And every single one of them is great to live by, but it's completely false. People have this thing where they think when they feel good, when they're vibing high, they're raising their vibrational frequency. No, you just feel good. You feel happy, you're laughing, you're with your friends, you're out, you feel good. That's not raising your vibrational frequency because people don't know what it is. Your vibrational frequency is the evolutionary progress that your soul is at. Your vibrational frequency is the evolutionary progress that your soul is at. People don't understand this. They think laughing, being happy, being kind, being compassionate means that you are a high vibrational person. It doesn't. It means that you're a nice person, that you're a good person, but a good person is not a reflection of your vibrational frequency. Your vibrational frequency is, like I said, your soul's evolutionary progress. And because people don't understand that concept, they're taking advice, they're implementing it, and they're wondering why it's not working. So I'm going to read out the 12 ways to raise your vibration that I think is absolutely BS. Now, these things can be taken into your life and can be incorporated. Of course they can. They're not bad. But it's not raising your vibrational frequency. So, number 1, expressing your gratitude. 2, giving and receiving love. 3, generosity. 4, meditation and breath work. 5, forgiveness. 6, eat high vibrational foods. 7, reduce or eliminate toxins such as alcohol from the body. 8, thinking positive thoughts. 9, avoiding the news and any other low vibrational entertainment or media. 10, practice self-care. 11, exercise and spend time in nature. 12, make sure you have healthy relationships. Again, these are not bad things. These are things that literally everybody can incorporate into their life. So what happens when you do any or all of the 12 things that I've just mentioned? Let's just pick one, expressing your gratitude. What happens? So we've all got an auric field and it extends out, depending on who you ask, 3 to 6 feet. And when you do positive things, it changes the energy of your auric field. And this is where people get messed up. They think it's raising their vibration when it's not. It's changing the colors in your auric field, because in your auric field, you have colors depending on what mood you're in, what you're doing, all that stuff. So it just changes it. It just changes the colors. It doesn't raise your vibrational frequency. Now, number 6 was interesting. Eat high vibrational foods. I'm assuming that they're meaning fruits, vegetables, that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. I like chocolate and ice cream. And the funny thing is, eating chocolate, eating ice cream, eating, say like junk food, McDonald's, whatever you want to eat, eating that kind of stuff does not lower your vibrational frequency. Why? Because your vibrational frequency is your soul's evolutionary progress. It's got nothing to do with what you're putting in your body. Now, eating high vibrational foods can change your auric field because the foods have their own energy signature, but has nothing to do with raising your vibrational frequency. Because let's just pretend that your vibrational frequency is halfway between Jesus, right? Let's just say that Jesus or whoever you pray to is at the top and you're halfway there. Eating a McDonald's burger is not going to lower your vibrational frequency in any way, shape, or form. Do you know why? Because it's taken you hundreds of years to get there. And once you get there, eating a burger or eating a chocolate or eating some ice cream is not going to lower your vibrational frequency. It's going to change the energy in your auric field because, yes, they are low vibrational foods, but it's not going to do anything to your actual vibrational frequency. So the evolutionary progress of the soul, the leveling system, if you will, and putting it into kind of human terms, I guess it is, has colors. There's a color system. So your soul vibrates a certain color. There's a certain tinge. So, when you watch movies, all the ghosts are white, that's fine. That's, hooray for Hollywood. But actually, your soul vibrates at a certain color. And that is how, not you, but that is how other souls know kind of what class you're in. So these are the colors in sequence. So white is level 1, and that is a beginning soul. That is a new soul, that is a newbie soul. And it's funny because once you start to go up the ladder of the evolutionary progress of your soul, you can spot new souls very, very easily. Since I'm on this twin journey and I'm quite deep into it, it's so easy for me to go, oh, new soul. That's not a judgment or a put down, but it makes me think, oh, they've got a long way to go. They have a long way to go. But once you reach kind of the higher levels, you can spot them. The second level is red, and that is advancing souls. Now, the colors I'm reading out, there are colors in between. It doesn't go from white to red. It goes from white, and then you go into pink, and then you go into red. So there's colors in between these colors because it's a progression. So you don't just jump from beginning soul to advancing soul. There is a massive, massive stretch of progression. So let's just put him in layman's terms like lifetimes. So a new soul will start out white, you'll live your life. Now, does one life equate to advancing to red? No. If you're a new soul, depending on how fast you learn, and we'll get to that soon, that's in the next part, you will have to live 5-10 lives just to get to the pink part, just to get to the level in between red. This is what I mean. This is how long it takes to raise your vibrational frequency. So like I said, the second color is red. That is you're kind of advancing as a soul. I would say, depending on your learning progress, 20 to 30 lives, maybe 40 lives, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but that's how long it takes. The third color is yellow, and that is a teacher. So when you're yellow and you're a teacher, it means that you've learned enough by living so many lives that you can, kind of like a way shower, you can kind of teach people certain things. And that doesn't mean that you know anything about it when you actually incarnate. You don't. You know how you just know things, you don't know how you know them? I get that all the time. I'll say things and I'll be like, how could I know that? Teacher, right? So this is the teacher mode. The next level is green. That's level 4. And that is healer. So once you get to healer, it means, I would say, over 100 lives. Over 100 lives. So healer, and I don't mean healing in the way that spiritual people see it. I don't mean healing as in you go and you pay for someone to do Reiki on you. You pay for someone, to do any kind of physical healing. What I mean by healer is that you're vibing high enough to actually come to earth. And you could be a warehouse worker, you could be a janitor, you could be a cleaner, you could be anything, you could be a carpenter, you could do any of those jobs. Being a healer on earth just means that you have the energetic signature of a healer. So anybody that comes into your vicinity, they feel better when they leave. You ever had someone come into your vicinity and they were like, I always feel so much better when I leave. And you always give such good advice. This is what I mean by when you come and you're a healer. Your energetic signature is green and your energetic signature is healing. And you'll notice if you're in that category, you will actually have people not following you physically, but you'll bring them in. Your aura will bring them in because there's a lot of people that need to be healed, and their energy will be attracted to your energy. So that is number 4. Number 5, level 5, is master. So when you've gone through teacher, when you've gone through healer, you go to master, which means you are a master of all these things. The next one, number 6, is blue violet. Blue violet is ascended master. Ascended master is someone like Buddha, Jesus, Allah, whoever it is that you pray to, a deity, any one of those. They are ascended masters. Usually when people pray, they call upon ascended masters to help them. So it's funny because ascended masters were just like you and me. And people tend to call on them to pray to them. And the only reason they do that is because they think that there's something special. Ascended masters are not anything special. They were just like you and me. They have just lived more lives than us because eventually every single soul on this planet will get to the level of ascended master. And we will have people praying to us if we're famous. If we're not, we're not. But you know where I'm going with that. So after blue violet is the last evolutionary level of the soul, and that is purple. This is the higher levels. This is above ascended master. Yes, you can go above ascended master. Ascended master is kind of leading to godhood. Not that you're going to be God or anything like that, but it is the highest possible level that you can reach. What does that mean for your soul? That means that your soul gets to play in other higher level dimensions. So we're living in the 3rd dimension. 4th dimension is kind of the dreaming world in between. 5th dimension is where the souls go, when they depart. That's the 5th dimension, but you go higher. 6th dimension, 7th dimension, 8, 9, 10. All these higher levels, you have to be purple. I think it's maybe 6th or 7th dimension that you actually have to be purple. You can't get in if you're a lower level, right? So all this progress is enabling you to go to these higher dimensions. Now, what are in these higher dimensions? They are the creative dimensions. Now, just bear with me here while I kind of explain what you do in these higher dimensions. And this is all to do with vibrational frequency, okay? If your vibrational frequency is purple, then you are at the highest possible soul level that you can be at. Now, what do? Well, when you're on the higher dimensions, you get to create. What do you get to create? You get to create universes, solar systems, planets, people. And I know that may seem out there, but this is the information that I got, and this is what I know to be true. So anyway, bringing it back to vibrational frequency, this is what I mean. Your vibrational frequency is the evolutionary progress of your soul. So even if you see people, oh, they're so nice and they're happy all the time, blah, 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 that's fine. They're good people. Now, after all that, I'm going to tell you how you actually raise your vibrational frequency, because every soul wants to get to purple. Even if cognitively you don't even know what these colors are, every soul's goal is to get to purple. How do we get to purple? How do we get up the evolutionary ladder? If it's not by being nice, if it's not by being compassionate, if it's not by being kind, how do you do it? Simple, yet the hardest thing a soul has to do. You have to heal. That is it. You cannot raise your vibrational frequency by any other means but to heal yourself. Because what healing does is it wipes away all the lower vibrational energetic crap that you're holding within your system, within your soul. You're letting it go. When you let it go, you can raise up. Imagine you've got bricks tied to your feet. You've got bricks and your body's trying to raise up, right? You're trying to fly, but you've got bricks tied to your feet. You've got 10 bricks. What happens when 1 or 2 of them, you cut them loose? You start raising up. And then you cut another brick loose and you raise up and you raise up. That's what it is. That's kind of what the healing process does. People don't understand how much they're weighed down by their unhealed stuff until they start to heal it. And then they go, oh my God, I was weighed down. So many people are walking around with insecurities, fears, traumas, wounding, past life stuff, all that stuff they don't even know they're walking around with. They are. And once you start to let that go, you start to rise and you start to go up the levels. But it's really, really difficult to do, especially when someone thinks there is nothing wrong. How many people do we know where we pull them up on their shit and they turn around and they either throw it back on us or they completely just don't acknowledge that there's a problem? People do not want to acknowledge that they have issues, that they have fears and insecurities. They don't want to know that they're a bad person. There are so many people walking around thinking that they are awesome and that there's nothing wrong. And that's just not the truth. Again, they could be nice. This is what I'm talking about. They could be nice and kind, but they're not facing themselves, which is something that the twin flame journey forces you to do. You have no choice. You have to face all your insecurities, all your fears, all your traumas, all your wounding, everything that your parents did to you when you were young, or your abandonment issues, or your rejection issues. If you've closed off your heart, you have to open your heart again. It's anybody that ever did anything to you that you're energetically holding on to, you have to go back and face it. This is the problem. This is why people don't want to heal. They don't want to go back and face the issue because they've pushed it down so far that they just don't want to rehash it, because rehashing it hurts. But the pain, the hurt is good, because you cannot let go of something unless you face the situation head on. Again, most people do not want to do this. But if you genuinely want to raise your vibrational frequency, if you want to go up the ladder, if you want to change the color that your soul vibrates at, you must do it. There is no other way. You have to really look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, what's the problem? Was it because I was rejected and I can't get over it? There's so many past life stuff that we bring over to this life unknowingly. And it's so depressing, because you don't have to only heal this life. You have to heal other past lives. I have healed so many past lives that I've just brought shit over with. And it's just like, how much more could there be? It's just, there's a lot. But I'm only doing this because I'm on the twin flame journey. Any person that's not on the twin flame journey, you don't get lugged with so much stuff. But truly, if you want to genuinely raise your vibrational frequency, you've got to heal, because healing is cutting away the bricks and letting you rise as the soul that you were always meant to be. You need to heal. It is the only way, because when people say think positive and eat high vibrational foods and gratitude and all that, look, that's fine. But the way that you know that you've progressed, the way that you know that you're reaching those higher levels of vibrational frequency, is when you feel peace in your heart. When you feel peace, consistent peace, not just, oh, I've come home from a long day at work and I'm sitting in the bath peace. That's physical peace. When you feel genuine peace in your heart and it's consistent, it doesn't fluctuate. That's the problem. When you fluctuate, when you're in a good mood, then you're in a shit mood, then you're in a good mood, then you're in a shit mood. When you have genuine peace in your heart and not a lot kind of gets to you, and the things that used to get to you don't get to you anymore, you kind of just go, oh, okay, you kind of just accept, and acceptance is a big one, but that only comes with healing. When you feel genuine peace in your heart, no matter what is going on in your life, no matter who is talking to you, no matter if your boss is reprimanding you, when you feel peace, that is when you know that you have reached those high vibrational levels. Now, I'm not saying that when you're high vibrational, you don't get mad and you don't get angry, you don't get frustrated, you don't get pissed off. You don't eliminate those emotions. But what being high vibrational means is you don't dwell in them. You accept them, you feel them, you don't feed them, and then you move on. That is a huge component of being high vibrational. So in conclusion, I hope that that has helped kind of spot the difference between just being a kind person and having positive thoughts, which again is not a bad thing, to actually raising your soul's vibrational frequency. And I hope that, look, whoever listens to this, oh, look, it's 1:11 p.m. That's a sign. That's a sign. Look, I hope that anybody who listens to this really sits down and thinks about what they need to work on within themselves, because you're not in it alone. Your guides will help you. Once you make that decision, okay, I'm going to work on this fear, this insecurity, or whatever it may be, this wounding, or what your family did to you when you were young, or how they made you feel. Maybe your family didn't make you feel loved. And because they didn't make you feel loved, you feel like you're unlovable. So that's a wounding. That's a childhood wounding. So if you can be strong enough to bring that to the surface, and it's going to be painful, but you have to go through the pain in order to get to the peace, then I think that you will be on your way to legitimately raising your vibrational frequency. Thank you to everyone that has listened, and I will see you next time. Stark Reality is a Balloon Head Productions presentation.